Not really. Oh. You okay?
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah, let's crush it.
Are you ready?
Yep.
All right.
So 3, 2, 1.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the 19th podcast within the Fight Brose podcast. Oh, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Yeah, January 1st,
Yep.
2020. Yep. New decade, man. Yep. What in the world?
First podcast of 2020.
Yeah. First podcast on the first day of 2020. Hope you all had a wonderful New Year's Eve last night and didn't drink and drive.
Yeah.
That's a big no-no. We've got Uber and Lyft and all this. There's no reason to drink and drive.
No.
I mean, if you got a car, just sleep in your car.
I actually seen yesterday, too, a lot of people like on Facebook and stuff were telling people they was like, if you need a ride tonight, I'll just be sitting at home, so I won't charge you or anything.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's like there's absolutely no reason to drink and drive in today's world.
Yeah.
You know, we got cell phones, we got the internet. You know, if you got a car, just sleep in your car, man.
Yeah.
Like, a cop would much rather see you asleep in the car and you say, look, man, I was trashed. I didn't want to drive. He'd be like, thank you, man. Like, thank you for saving someone else's life.
Yeah.
So, you know, ain't no reason for that, guys. So, but you know, Happy New Year.
Yeah.
Happy
and as
New
always, I'm Marcus Burks, and this is Albert Walters.
Hey, guys. So, you know, we're going to dive into this. So
we got a good podcast for you today. Since it's 2020, we got a lot of 2020 predictions from us.
Oh, yeah. So that's going to be a lot of fun. But, you know, before the predictions, we've got Dana White in his interview with ESPN, and he's talking about McGregor, Diaz, and Floyd. And so let's dive into that. What happened with that, Marcus?
So Dana White sat down with ESPN, pretty much did like a little 20-minute interview talking about what he has to come for 2020. One of the main things he talked about was Conor McGregor and his intentions at 170.
Mm-hmm.
He pretty much said that this is a 155-pound fight. So according to rankings and what could happen after, they're treating this like a 155-pound fight. So they're saying this fight is happening in the 155 division, but the fighters are fighting at 170. If that kind of makes sense.
It's odd, but
he said McGregor's intentions are to beat Cowboy and then turn around and be waiting in case something happens to Khabib or Tony to get his lightweight title back. He also said Conor's intentions are he wants that BMF belt from George Masvidal. So he said that whether Conor wins or loses, he wants that Masvidal fight at 170. Saying he's kind of fighting at 170 because he wants to prove that he can hang with the welterweights.
Yeah. Nice. And, you know, well, I figured that was why McGregor is getting so jacked right now. You know, he posted a photo of himself just looking, you know, large, like had a lot of muscle mass. Yeah, like he was thick. He wasn't cut. Like he was just thick. Yeah, like he was thick. And I was like, you know, I think he's gonna try to fight Masvidal because everybody wants to fight Masvidal for that belt now.
Everybody, dude.
But it's like, dude, that belt ain't up for grabs. Like,
yeah. Dana kind of changed his mind in this interview. He was like, it's supposed to be a one-off, and he's like, that's all I got to say right now. So I'm like, you sound a little iffy.
But well, that's the thing though. It's Masvidal's belt now. It's like, okay, whoever wins gets it.
Yeah.
Now, if Masvidal chooses to fight for it, that's fine. But I don't think the UFC can make him.
Yeah. True.
Because it's like, hey, here's this hat. Then you're like, you know, we're actually gonna take it back. Like, you can't really do that.
Yeah.
So, you know, but then Dana White, what did he say about Nick Diaz?
So he actually provided some kind of positive updates on Nick Diaz than what we've heard in the past few years. So the ESPN analysts asked him. They said, so is it true that Nick Diaz is trying to fight Masvidal in 2020? Has he been in contact with y'all? Dana White said, as I've said before, I don't think Nick Diaz is going to fight again. But he was like, has he been in contact with y'all? Dana said he hasn't been in contact with me, but he's been in contact with our UFC matchmakers on a fight with Masvidal in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's gonna
So
happen. Yeah, because
I gotta go with Dana White. I don't think it's gonna happen.
he's saying he doesn't think he's gonna fight again. I guess he's saying like he's not gonna reach, a contract agreement and stuff like that. But he was saying he pretty much said too in that interview. He said if Nick Diaz wants to fight, Nick Diaz will fight. He said it's all on Nick.
Well, yeah, it's all on Nick, but also who's gonna offer more money for Masvidal to fight? And so I think that's kind of where it's at, though. And Dana White knows that. So if he offers more money for Masvidal to fight whoever, anyone else, he's going to take that. And so then Nick Diaz won't get that fight.
I think this is, in my personal opinion, I think this is the biggest payday Masvidal could get. Obviously, Nick needs to accept that Masvidal is the A side. So if Masvidal is making, I don't know, a slightly significant more amount of money than you for this fight, then that's okay.
You've got to be prepared for that. Yeah. And he's the BMF. Yeah. So, and he's always going to hold that title.
Yeah.
I hope he doesn't fight for it. I hope he's not like, UFC, if y'all give me another 100, 150, I'll put that on the line for this fight. So I think that'd be kind of fun. But I don't want him to though. Like it's kind of cool. Like you're the only one, man.
Yeah.
So, we'll see.
And I think that they did like a vote the other day in that UFC 244 because of that BMF belt was like the most popular card of 2019.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah. Even though the main event didn't end how the fans would have liked to see it, we needed it to finish. We needed that chapter to be finished, but.
Oh yeah,
stuff happens.
Yeah. So then we got Dana White talking about Floyd Mayweather. What was said about that?
So I know a couple of podcasts ago we talked about how Dana and Floyd had some type of agreement at a courtside at a Clippers game or Lakers game or something. Dana kind of went back to that. The interviewer asked him about it, and he said, me and Floyd have agreed to work together. Dana White's one of the top promoters, so this really benefits both guys. He said, gonna get a contract sent over to Floyd sometime this summer, and he's gonna be fighting near the end of 2020. Yeah, and that's pretty much what he said. He said nothing's out the door. He said it might be, most likely it's gonna be. He said it most likely it's gonna be a crossover fight.
Yeah.
Whether that he actually said that the crossover fight could be in UFC, so it could
which I think it should be.
He didn't throw it. Yeah, he didn't throw out Floyd having to do a UFC fight. I don't think Floyd will. I think more of what we could see is Floyd main eventing a UFC card in a boxing match.
Yeah,
and them just having some type of special ring for whoever he's fighting.
Yeah.
But I don't understand who he would fight right now. I guess that's why we kind of got a ways to go.
Yeah.
Because I know we got some names like Masvidal said he could make 153 to fight Floyd Mayweather. He used to fight at 155, so I don't think that'd be a problem.
No, you could do the McGregor thing again.
Yeah, McGregor's gonna have to win though.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of things
Khabib
that could
said
be
something. I know he's.
But
not
if it's
the best
boxing,
striker.
I was gonna say maybe not Khabib.
Then you got some bantamweights that are wanting to. Bantamweights and featherweights, I think. T.J. Dillashaw, he's suspended with. He had that EPO in his system.
Yeah.
But he acted like, I think his time served is 2020, so
yeah,
he acted like he wants that. He's a pretty good striker, so I guess we'll see, but looks like Floyd Mayweather and Dana White's going to have something special coming in 2020.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear that announcement. So in further news, we have Tyron Woodley. He's turned into a heel, not necessarily a bad guy, but like he kind of went off on that video the other day. This, you kind of like it?
I was thinking about it the other day, and I'm a pretty humble guy, but in the UFC, like humble doesn't really get you nowhere. I don't really see no humble guys making money. I don't see them getting promoted. I was thinking about it, and really Max Holloway, when he was champion, was about the only humble champion. Yeah. I guess Amanda a little bit. I know she gets cocky every now and then.
Yeah.
But you know, we look Masvidal top of the UFC, dude. He talks trash. He says whatever he wants. Which he's still slightly humble. I think that's just his real personality.
Yeah, and I was actually gonna say the same thing. I don't think that's an act.
Yeah.
Like
no, and I'm not saying
not for
act.
Masvidal. Yeah. Now other people, it's an act. Like it's totally an act.
I don't think Woodley's acting either. I think he's just fed up.
You think he is? I don't know, man. Because what all did he say in this video?
So he made like a video. He pretty much just said like, I think he actually released it on Christmas. He said I was watching Usman and Covington. He was like that was effing embarrassing. This and that. He was like, Merry Christmas, Leon Edwards. I have accepted your fight. See you in UFC London, which I believe is in March. He said, and then he said hashtag main event, which obviously they would be main event.
More than likely.
Tyron Woodley's the number 1 contender based on the rankings. Leon Edwards the number 4. I believe, let's say Masvidal gets a money fight. This could be the fight that decides who fights Usman next. Usman already expressed interest in fighting Leon Edwards.
Yeah.
Because Colby's going to be out for a while, so if Masvidal does something else, the winner of these two guys is going to get the next title shot.
Yeah, but also it's kind of everybody wants Masvidal right now.
Yeah,
so,
that's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah.
Usman Masvidal.
I see that. I see that probably happening.
Yeah,
you know, but so he wants to fight Leon Edwards. Allegedly, has accepted the fight. What do you think about that fight? You think it's a good matchup?
Dude, I like it. I feel like Leon Edwards is on a 8-fight win streak. You know, Tyron Woodley. I listened to somebody talk about this the other day, and I agree with them. They was like, you know, because of what, you know, people only remember you by your last fight. So, I mean, Woodley, he was pretty dominant. I mean, I remember when everybody was calling him the best welterweight in the world because he dominated Darren Till. I don't even think Darren Till got to land one strike.
Yeah.
And I mean, Darren Till's good, man. He's
a great fighter.
He's a top middleweight. He was a top welterweight. So like that guy was saying during the podcast, I feel like he feels like a lot of people have forgot what Tyron Woodley can do.
Yeah.
And I think this is the best scenario he has. It's all in the cards are in his hand right here. If he wants the title shot, he goes out here and beats Leon Edwards on an 8-fight win streak. He's hungry, man.
Yeah.
Like Leon Edwards has been doing it the right way, just beating everybody in his way, working his way up.
Oh yeah. Well, the thing is with Woodley, you know, people forgot what he could do because there towards the end of him being a champion, he wasn't doing much. He was doing the bare minimum.
Yeah.
You know, so people are like, how are you a champion? You're just like skimming by.
Yeah, and I think of what I follow him on Instagram and stuff, but what I've seen and what some people have said, I believe he's got his hunger back.
I do too.
You know, he was...
Which we called that. We called that.
Yeah, he was working on a rap career, you know, and he's still doing rap and stuff, but I think he had too much on his plate.
Yeah.
And I think now he doesn't realize, like, you know, that title meant a lot to me. I want to prove that I'm the best, which that's what you do. George St. Pierre, like we talked about, who did he lose to? He lost to Matt Serra. Came back and beat Matt Serra the second time. Like, that's what the greats do. So if you really want to prove yourself great, you'll go out here and beat Leon Edwards and then go fight Usman.
Oh yeah,
sometime. It might be after Masvidal and Usman. Hey, if it's Masvidal Usman, most likely you'll get the winner of them. So.
Yeah, so probably Masvidal.
Yeah. I don't know, man. We ain't seen Masvidal wrestle. That's what sucks about.
See, he puts wrestlers down though.
Yeah, I don't know. Usman's a little bit different than Askren.
But Askren's supposed to be the best of the best, man.
Yeah.
And I think that's what made Masvidal his statement.
Yeah,
like
definitely
3 seconds and you put him down, and everyone's like, oh, he's the best, he's the best. Then that happens, and people go, oh.
Yeah, he got knockout of Masvidal got knockout of the year, well deserved.
Yeah, well deserved.
And I think SportsCenter did top 100 plays of 2019, and he got number 2. which I don't get how something beats that, but
What beat it?
I don't remember.
You didn't see number
I
one?
didn't see number one. Yeah,
I might look that up later. I wonder what number one is.
Yeah.
No, man, because that's like number one.
yeah, I think it is.
You know,
good.
so I gotta disagree. I mean, I don't know. I want to see number one to see if it is better.
Yeah, but moving on. Well,
yeah.
staying in with this Tyron Woodley heel, there was something else I forgot to mention. This is what makes me think that he just feels like he hasn't got enough respect from the UFC. So Leon Edwards commented on Tyron Woodley's video or something, video of him training, and he was like, I'm glad you're a rapper and you have a rap career to fall back on after March. He's like, see you in 2020. He was like, and just talking about how Tyron's a terrible rapper and stuff. And dude, I downloaded his rap album. I mean, I know you don't listen to rap. You might a little bit, but dude, it's not bad.
Yeah, like if I'm running or something.
I listen to it while I work out. Like, I think for an athlete that doesn't focus his time on rapping, he's a very good rapper.
His rap game ain't bad.
Yeah,
Good, man.
I think he is.
Good.
And he makes music that's like sports music, like music you want to listen to while you're in the weight room, stuff like that to pump you up, and so like positive type of music.
So what did he say about the Leon comment?
So he responded and pretty much said, he was like, you're a bum. He was like, you better shut up before I don't sign the contract anymore. He was like, I'm doing you a favor. He was like, you have 50,000 followers on Instagram, which I looked and he does. So he was like, I'm doing you a favor. He was like, you have 50,000 followers. He was like, we're supposed to be headlining UFC London, your hometown. And he was like, nobody knows who the bleep you are. He was like, so you're a bum. And he was like, and I've made more money in my rap career than you have as a UFC. And that's probably true because Leon hasn't got these big fights.
Yeah.
And then
I like that talk back, man.
And I was like, whoa, Woodley.
Whoa.
I like this Woodley.
I do like that Woodley, man. Yeah. Like if that's the Woodley we see, that's the Woodley I want, man.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, I know he was that humble Tyron Woodley, but I like this Woodley.
Yeah, I do too, man. So I'm stoked.
Yeah.
So then we've got McGregor posting a photo that went all over the internet. He's looking swole, not cut. But, like, swole, he looks thick.
Yeah.
So, he's ready for his fight against Cowboy this month, 2 weeks.
I think he knows what he's doing. He took his time. He probably had a strength and conditioning coach. He took his time with this, actually put on the weight the right way instead of the first time he fought Nate. He didn't really put it on the right way.
Yeah.
So, and like I've said, and I'll keep saying it, I think McGregor took this fight for a reason. He knows that Cowboy's on a 2-fight
losing streak,
and I feel like McGregor's gonna go out there and TKO him.
I hope not, man.
Yeah.
I really hope not. I'm a huge Cowboy fan.
Yeah, I'm a Cowboy fan too, but I just feel like
I know
I'm kind of rooting for McGregor in this way, and I hate they gotta fight each other, but.
Yeah, no, they didn't have to. I think they probably offered him Gaethje, and he was like, "Nah, give me Cowboy."
Yeah, and another thing that's interesting is people have been accusing Cowboy of taking a dive to lose to McGregor, saying that UFC has already paid him to purposely lose against McGregor. And he responded, he was like, "There's not enough money in the world to make me purposely lose against somebody." So they have been accusing him over the last couple of weeks.
Why do you think that is? Why did that pop up?
I guess just because people might have felt like the Floyd McGregor fight was fixed.
Dude,
and then
that shit was fixed.
Yeah. And so now they're thinking, Dana, that's Connor's his boy. And Connor's the money too.
Yeah.
So if Connor goes out here and loses against Cowboy, it's over.
He's done, man.
He's done. So you don't get these big fights now. You do, maybe.
You got to work your way up, though.
You can maybe take a year off or so, and then be like, "Oh, I'll get my redemption," and then maybe get another big fight. But this is pretty much it.
Yeah. Well,
it's the end of the line. You got to win.
I'm rooting for Cowboy, man. I'd do anything for him to win. So, then we got Edson Barboza dropping down to fight at featherweight.
Dude, and I love this move. Edson Barbosa was a title challenger. He beat a lot of top lightweights. He beat, now he didn't beat Kevin Lee. He almost beat Kevin Lee. See, what we've known is he's put a lot of these wrestlers in trouble with his striking. That he has, I know we've talked about this before, he has the best, like, combination of kicks ever. What does he do?
I will agree with that. Yeah,
he does like that spinning wheel kick that catches everybody.
Yeah,
and,
everyone.
And I believe he got to challenge for a title at lightweight. So I love this move. I don't feel like there's a ton of wrestlers at featherweight that would be able to just starch him like he got at light weight. So I love this move, and as you'll see in my predictions, I feel like Edson Barbosa is going to be at the top of that featherweight division in 2020.
Well, I'm excited. I'm excited to see your predictions. Well, then I guess with that, I guess we're just going to go into predictions.
Yep. So this is one of the things we're doing for this just special edition of the show. We've seen a lot of people do this in the past, and we thought it was cool, so we thought we would do it too. So me and Albert, in our own time, both came up with predictions for every single weight class in the UFC, women's and men's, that we would just predict a champion in that weight class that will be there by the end of 2020.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, and I'm excited. Yeah. So do you want to start with the lowest on the women's and just work up?
Yeah. So I'll say mine, or however you can say yours, I'll say mine. We'll just kind of alternate.
Yeah. Okay, so women's strawweight.
Yeah, that's the first one.
Yeah. Who's yours?
I feel like we got the same right here.
We better have it, dude. I'm gonna be mad.
Yeah. So women's strawweight, I got Joanna Jędrzejczyk.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good. No, I can't rebuttal that. I got the same.
She's got a tough fight against Zhang in 2020. So I feel like for her to be the champion by end of 2020, most likely if she beat Zhang, she would have to rematch Zhang maybe in like August or something.
Yeah.
And then if she won that rematch, I feel like she's just gonna have to fight 2 times in 2020 to be the champion back.
Oh yeah. Then we've got I'm right there with you, man. I love Joanna.
Yeah.
It's my girl. So then we got women's flyweight. I don't think we got the same person.
You don't think we got the same person?
Well, who's yours?
So I got Valentina Shevchenko.
Oh, so do I.
Okay, good.
Oh, well then.
I mean,
I can't rebuttal that.
There's nobody.
I was gonna say there's nobody in that weight class.
Yeah, there's nobody in that weight class that can beat her. I want to see Valentina Shevchenko versus Amanda Nunes again, because that's been the only person that has gave Amanda Nunes problems, and
besides,
in my personal opinion,
besides
beat her.
Germany, Random.
Yeah, she did, but Valentina Shevchenko, a lot of people, myself included, felt like she beat Amanda by decision in that second fight. Yeah. So that's just what sucks.
Yeah. And so, well, then who's your women's bantamweight?
Amanda Nunes.
Amanda Nunes? Yeah. I do too.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing else really left for Amanda.
Like I could see it maybe being Jermaine.
Yeah.
Random. That's a possibility, but I don't think it's gonna happen.
Yeah, and I know like Holly Holmes at the top of this bantamweight division, but she's not a test for Amanda as we've seen in the past. I like Holly Holmes.
She used to be on top, and I hated that.
Yeah, and but I just don't see anybody really being a threat for her.
Yeah, not in that weight class. Then featherweight for women's.
I think you're gonna be surprised with my.
Who's yours?
Nobody. The division's gonna be gone in 2020. That's my prediction.
So? You think they're gonna get rid of it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if they do keep it, who do you think's gonna be it?
I don't know, man. I really can't tell you, because I'm gonna say Amanda if I had to make a prediction.
Yeah, just because she's.
But as we've seen in the past, fighters don't hold 2 belts well. They always get stripped. Mm-hmm. Henry Cejudo just got stripped.
Yeah.
He was men's flyweight champion and bantamweight champion. He just got stripped of the flyweight.
Yeah.
So, and what was your prediction for Amanda.
Oh yeah, Amanda. So okay. So then, well, men's flyweight. Who do you got?
Uh, I know we got an upcoming fight in UFC Norfolk for this title since it was got stripped from Henry Cejudo, so I'm going with Joseph Benavidez. This isn't my favorite weight class, but I don't
For
really pay
men's flyweight?
Yeah, I don't really pay too much attention to
Yeah,
that.
me either. See, I put Cejudo because I didn't know he was stripped.
Yeah, but that's okay. He might decide he wants to
Might just go down.
go back and get it. So that I don't think that's a bad decision. Like really, I didn't know anybody other than Joseph Benavidez.
Yeah, I don't know much about that weight class. So well, bantamweight, I got Cejudo.
Yeah, definitely.
Since he's yeah.
I got Cejudo. I know in 2020 we could have him fighting Aldo. I believe he would get by Aldo.
Yeah.
Could have him fighting Moraes again.
Yep.
Dominic Cruz maybe. There's some.
I think he's gonna need another fight or two.
Yeah.
So, well then, okay. See, I think from here on we're not gonna have the same people.
Yeah, I don't think we are either because I kind of got some.
I got curveballs.
I got 3 kind of curveballs.
Okay, yeah. Who's your featherweight?
So for featherweight, as I was discussing before, I like Edson Barbosa's move to 145. I feel like Max Holloway, he might get that rematch against who just beat him? Volkanovski.
Yeah,
I feel like he'll get that.
He's that guy.
Yeah, I feel like he'll get that rematch against Volkanovski. I feel like he'll lose again.
You think he'll lose again?
And that's why I'm picking Edson Barbosa. I feel like Edson Barbosa, he's gonna get a fight against a top 10 featherweight at near the beginning of 2020. I feel like he'll fight again over the summer against a top 5, and then I feel like after the rematch against Max and Volkanovski, he will be right in line. I feel like Edson Barbosa is going to make some waves in this featherweight division.
I don't know, man. See, I've got Holloway because he lost, and I think we're going to see the same thing with all the greats.
That's respectable.
He's going to lose, or he lost, and he's going to sit there and reminisce on it and be like, oh, why did I do this? Why did I do that? Then he's going to come back in hungry. He's going to be like, no, MFer, give me my belt back. Like,
yeah.
So I think I picked Holloway because that's what we're going to see, I think.
And we could see that, yeah.
So,
definitely.
Well then lightweight, I think mine's going to surprise you.
Yeah, I feel like we'll be different from this one, but
who you got?
I'm going with the most dominant person at lightweight, Khabib Nurmagomedov. Yeah.
I've got Gaethje.
Ooh, that's not a bad prediction because he
yeah.
really believes that he can beat Khabib. Gaethje was he's got real good wrestling credentials behind him. I can't remember what they are, but he believes that he's got the answer for Khabib's wrestling.
Yeah,
I don't hate that decision. I actually think that's a good curveball.
Plausible, yeah. And that's why I threw that out there. I thought it would be a good curveball.
Yeah.
But it's a good plausible curveball. So I hope so. Then you know me for welterweight though.
Yeah.
You go the same dude for welterweight?
Nah, mine's and like I said with some of these guys, I'm being strategic and I'm being opinionated based on obviously I'm not gonna pick my favorite fighter that's not in the top 5. Yeah, I'm not gonna pick people that aren't in the top 5, but mine are a little bit opinionated to a point, but it's still possible.
Yeah. So who's your welter?
So my welterweight, and he's not far away, Tyron Woodley.
I figured you'd say Woodley.
I just feel like he's one of the greats, and like as you said with Max Holloway, I feel like his comeback is about to be just ridiculous. I feel like he's gonna be back to that Tyron Woodley that we've seen before, just knocking out people, getting what he wants with his hands.
Yeah. So I don't think that's bad. I mean, you know me, I'm going Masvidal, obviously, but I don't think the Woodley's a bad call.
Yeah, that's kind of he's on the outside looking in right now, but Masvidal is right there, man. Yeah. Masvidal literally needs one win if he gets that Usman fight.
Oh yeah, exactly. Well then, who's your middleweight?
Oh, you can probably guess my middleweight.
Who's your middleweight?
You know I know who your middleweight is, but I got my boy Yoel Romero. I love you.
I don't hate that answer though.
Yeah.
Like I don't think that's a bad answer. You know, I went Adesanya all the way. I don't think Romero can get Adesanya. Like Romero's a hell of a fighter, and for years
Yeah.
we've seen Romero on top.
Yeah.
Like who could beat Romero? Nobody. Like
Yeah.
you know, then he had that controversial loss with Whitaker. So, but I think now Adesanya is gonna get him every time.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good fight. I feel like we haven't seen Adesanya. I mean, we've seen him he starts Robert Whitaker, but Yoel Romero has proven in the past he just can't be broken. Like he can't, you know what I'm saying? Paulo Costa knocked him one time, but
That's Lacosta. Though.
yeah,
Like-
that's old Costa.
Yeah, that's Lacosta. That's not Adesanya. Lacosta ain't the champion. He ain't the style bender.
Yeah.
So
I believe. I mean, remember, man, you got one fight. Like I believe, third time's the charm. You got 3 title fights. This third time's the charm, man.
but it's a different dude, and this
Yeah.
dude's a bad dude.
Yeah.
So no, I've got to be stuck with Adesanya. I think he's riding that high right now.
We ain't
You know, like
seen him-
Masvidal, like he's riding that high.
I think we've seen him get taken down by Kevin Gastelum, which was a welterweight. So maybe Yoel will come out there and utilize some wrestling, man.
Maybe. Well then, I think you're gonna be surprised. Who's your light heavy?
So, as y'all know, I don't like John Jones.
Yeah.
I feel like his time is coming, man. Every champion has their time. I feel like it's coming, and I feel like Corey Anderson is my pick. I think Corey. Yeah, is that who you got too?
Yep.
I feel like John could possibly get beat by Dominic Reyes, and then Corey Anderson beat Reyes, or I feel like Corey Anderson's going to be a good test for John Jones.
Yeah. I don't disagree with you, man.
Yeah.
I think Anderson. I think Jones is gonna beat Reyes. Anderson. Who's Anderson fighting?
He's fighting.
I can't think of his name right now.
He's number 5.
Yeah.
He's already beat the guy
Yeah.
that he's fighting. I can't remember his name.
Well, he's gonna fight him again, beat him. Then he better get that title shot
Yeah.
after Jones beats Reyes.
Oh, definitely.
And it's gonna be Anderson. Anderson's gonna
And
be
we
the one
better
on
see-
top next
yeah,
year.
If Anderson wins, we better see Anderson versus John Jones during like the first part of the summer.
Yeah. Okay. Then who's your heavyweight?
I know this. So obviously Stipe, and there's a lot of strategic behind this because Stipe is hurt right now. So DC and Stipe is happening. It might not happen till August.
That's what I know. It's gonna
So-
happen later in the year, man.
So my pick for this is Daniel Cormier.
I know.
because-
I figured.
Because let's say the fight happens in August. Let's say it happens later than August. If DC relinquishes the title, I don't think we're going to see anybody fight for that title until 2021. Because
I
I feel
know.
like this fight's going to happen so late. So I feel like, in a sense, I guess we could say, like, okay, the men's heavyweight, like, I guess we could just say it'll be vacant by the end of 2020. But I feel like if it's vacant, it's still kind of DC's. I guess. So that's where I'm going with it.
But see, I went the other direction because I was thinking strategically as well. I was thinking all the exact same thoughts. They ain't gonna fight for a while.
Yeah.
When they fight, ain't nobody gonna be able to turn around and fight like a month or two later.
Yeah.
So, but I went Miocic. So
And that's right.
For
'cause
that reason.
it's gonna be between.
it's
those
gonna be
two
one
guys,
of
the
those,
way
and
it's
that's
gonna work
why
out,
like that. It's gonna be one of those two because of Miocic's current injury. So
And I feel bad for Ngannou and Rosenstruck because obviously one of them two will get the next title shot, whoever wins.
but it ain't gonna be for another year.
Yeah, you're gonna have to wait so long because, as we've seen, like Stipe's face got pretty messed up in the first and second fight. Daniel Cormier was pretty messed up in the second fight. I think these guys have just felt each other out more, so they're just gonna be able to land more. And
It's gonna be a brawl.
Yeah.
Like I don't think we're gonna go out there and see a Ngannou and Lewis.
No.
Like I think we're gonna go out there and see we're gonna see a brawl.
Yeah.
So okay. Well then, who's gonna be your fighter of the year for 2020?
Dude, this is tough.
It ain't got to be anybody on that list because somebody might not be a champion, but they might be fighter of the year.
Yeah, this is tough. I actually didn't write down an answer for this because I really didn't. I kind of had to think about it, but Dude, and it could be anybody. That's
It could be.
We
know.
could see somebody that's not even top 10 right now come out, kind of like Masvidal, just come out of nowhere.
Okay,
well, he
okay.
didn't come out of nowhere.
Well, like,
but
yeah, but
he was not top 10.
He wasn't as well known until Askren. Like, you know, so
I think
you know, mate. Okay. Well, then, do you want to revisit that question in 6 months?
No, I mean I can go ahead and give a prediction.
Give a rough. I know, but like you said, man, it's rough. Like it's kind of just more or less like who's your favorite, because, like you said, it could be anybody. It could be somebody we ain't even aware of right now could come out and be fighter of the year.
I think we could say, like, I know this would be going against my pick of Yoel Romero being champion, but I could see Adesanya being fighter of the year in 2020.
Yeah.
Because let's say he beats Romero, gets John Jones next, beats John Jones, fighter of the year.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with Adesanya.
Yeah.
Fighter of the year this year. I don't think they've announced it yet, but it's got to be Masvidal. I mean, I know Adesanya's close runner up, but Masvidal's got to get it.
Yeah. See, I was thinking the same thing. I was gonna say it's between those two, and I didn't even know who got it this year for 2019.
I think they're announcing it like January 6th or something.
Okay.
They're having like a special, so.
Well, whoever doesn't get it out of them, I'm gonna vote for the other one to be fighter of the year for 2020.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, then who's your dream fight?
Dream fight that I want to see in 2020. I believe I might have said it on the last podcast. I want to see Nick Diaz versus
Masvidal.
I feel like that's the biggest money fight Masvidal could get right now. I feel like the story is just great for that one. Like, big brother coming up to take up for little brother.
I don't think it's bad.
Yeah.
You know, mine's got to be like, I know we actually just said this, but the reason I'm saying it's a dream fight because part of me thinks it might not happen, and that's the DC Miocic.
Dad, you think it might not happen?
I don't know, man. They both have had their suspicions. Yeah. So it's like, if it happens, it's going to be like a dream come true.
Which that could be a dream fight because it's not booked yet.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, it's just in the air.
Yeah.
So we got to wait until Miocic's like good. And then at that point, DC might say, I don't want this. Yeah. So that's why I'm saying it's a dream fight, because it's the next fight to make, but it might not be made.
Yeah.
So, but it doesn't mean it won't happen though. So, you know, I kind of went with like a realistic dream fight, not like it could go anywhere. Like, cool, it'd be cool as hell to have like Masvidal and Adesanya, you know. But that's
and that could happen, man.
That could happen though.
UFC hasn't done a lot of catch weights, but Masvidal's a pretty big dude. Like,
everybody wants him.
And Adesanya, I feel like, is a very small 185er. So,
but he's slender man though.
Yeah.
So. Okay. Well then, yeah. So you know, reflecting on Fight Brose podcast, what was your favorite podcast of 2019?
I mean, I really enjoyed all of our podcasts. I enjoyed all of our guests, dude. I mean,
yeah, I definitely enjoyed all the guests.
Like, you know, we had Ethan on. That was a great podcast with him. Joseph. The one with Brandon was great. Reflected on a lot of memories. I believe that one.
That was a fun one.
We had a lot of laughs.
That was more like a fun one. That was like less UFC. Like, we laughed our asses off on that one. That was a fun podcast.
And then the one with Tiffany, that was very informative.
Informative.
I really enjoyed that one. Just getting to see what life is like as an amateur fighter.
So which fight? I mean, which podcast would you say is your favorite?
The one with Jacob was fun, too.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to go with our second podcast, the one Beachfront. That was just fun because, you know, me and you and our girls met at Dave & Buster's, watched the fight. Diaz Pettis, DC, Stipe.
That was a fun poster to steal, too.
Paul Acosta.
Yeah.
And, then just turn around doing the Fight Brose podcast beachfront on the balcony.
Yeah.
I just enjoyed that one.
You know, it's funny. I was going to say the same thing. I was going to say the beach one.
Yeah.
Number 2, because it was fun. You know, that was the funnest podcast, man. Like you said, it was just crazy. Met down at the beach, filmed, had a fun time.
Yeah.
You know, it was a blast. Then still in that poster was fun. Like, you know, that, oh my God, what a fun story. So, that by far, that was my favorite podcast.
Yeah, and then I wanted to say our first podcast, but we just had some technical difficulties. We ended up recording the first podcast for about an hour and a half, 2 hours. Then we realized that the audio didn't go through, so we had to record it.
It made like
so,
a...
So we did the podcast that day for about 5 hours. So it was just a mentally draining day.
Yeah. I don't think we seemed exciting either. We were just like, let's get this over, because we were so tired, man.
And that's what kind of sucked. I felt like our enthusiasm wasn't displayed in that first podcast, just because some circumstances. But we worked out the bugs and we continue working them out. So
yeah. So then as far as the podcast goes, what are some of your goals for 2020?
Yeah, our goals and resolutions for our podcast. I would say get more guests.
More guests.
I know that's kind of been on us. We haven't. I'll admit I haven't put a whole lot of effort into it.
Into guests.
Into getting guests, because we'll just get busy with just
life's busy, man.
Yeah, and I'll try to reach out to people like 2 weeks before, try to get them on. But that's my goal. Is I want to get more guest. I want to get possibly get more Titans in the Cage fighters. There's a local UFC fighter, Tony Gravely. That's my biggest goal. I want to have him
get him on
in 2020. He's fighting in UFC Raleigh January 25th. So I would love to get him on here sometime after his fight. I plan on reaching out to him. Maybe he'll do it with us, since we're
That'd
local
be
guys,
awesome.
and we met him at the IMAX, so maybe he'll let us do it. But
yeah,
I also want to get back all the guests we already had.
Of course.
Yeah, I want to do another one with
with
Jacob,
each one.
Ethan. Yeah, each one. Yeah.
That's kind of my goal. My goal would be Tony Gravely.
Yeah.
But as far as the podcast, I just want to keep having fun.
Yeah.
But if we're talking about a goal guest, it's gonna be Gravely. That would be awesome.
And another goal for me too, and I feel like this is. I just want to, just keep updating our podcast. With as the advances in technology go. Goal would be I want to get a Fight Brose podcast banner where we can kind of travel with the podcast a little bit.
What,
Yeah, just get it like a big banner that has our logo on it, Fight Brose podcast. That way, if we had to do it somewhere else other than here, we could have a good background.
Yeah.
If we had to go to
kind of like that thing you got Mary for her graduation party. Okay,
so if we had to go to somebody to do the podcast with them, if they couldn't come here. It
wouldn't be bad.
I'd like to get that down the road.
If we're on another trip or whatever. How much was that thing you got, Mary?
I mean, it wasn't much. It was like $50.
So we'd probably need a bigger one though.
Yeah,
we'd probably need about $100.
The main thing, and that's not bad. The main thing we just got to make sure is our logo print out clear.
I'm sure it will if we go through a good printer company.
Yeah.
Maybe advertise.
Yeah, I think I did Vista Print.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I'm excited to see what it all brings.
Yeah.
And is that good?
Yeah.
I guess that concludes our first podcast of 2020.
First podcast of 2020. I hope everybody had this is new.
Have a great New Year's Day today.
Have a great New Year's Day today. And, thanks for supporting us in 2019. We plan on 2020 being a great year for us on the podcast. A lot of guests. A
lot of fun fights coming up, guys. So I'm stoked.
Yeah, 2020 is a lot of good fights.
Yeah.
I mean, Khabib, Conor, Romero,
Masvidal.
And Masvidal's got some stuff. DC Stipe 3.
Yep.
I'm very excited for 2020, guys.
Oh, yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you, everybody. Let's cut them. Oh, there we go.